People. Yes. Where do I start? One of the most hectic days in Chelsea transfer history that I can think of. Linked to this person, linked to that person. And yes, Andrew, I do know I was live, just trying to build the tension up a little bit, see if it works out. But yeah, listen, we're here for therapy. We're here for anecdotes. We're here for, just to get your thoughts, people, man. I need to know what you guys think about the situation, man. Because, listen, I'm in bits. I don't know what to believe. I don't know what not to believe. I don't know who's credible, who is incredible, So, listen, let me just welcome you guys in. Mustafa Mohammed, my guy. Thank you for joining me, bro. Make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this to everyone you know. Listen, I'm on 219 subscribers. If I could get 220 by the end of the stream, I'm grateful, man. I got small steps, but hopefully we'll reach big levels. But yeah, big up you, man. Big up Pro Chris, my guy, Ro Chris. Well, Will CFC, the one and only. Come on, you Blues TV. Come on, my guy. Hoping you're doing well, bro. Yes, I do know I'm live. Come on. Yes. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. All right. So, stories come out today from Matt Law, from Simon Johnson, Nizaar Kinsella, mentioning that our target for the striker position seems to be Romelu Lukaku. And according to Simon Johnson, we've had 2 bids rejected, and we might be planning to cook up a 3rd bid. Excuse me. I want you people's thoughts. Some people are saying it's a smokescreen. Some people saying it's us giving up on the Haaland pursuit. There's a lot of opinions. My opinion is I think they've been briefed, and in a way, it's a combination of the two. So it is actually a smokescreen because Haaland is still our first choice. That's something that's been established in every single article I've seen. He's still our first choice. But we acknowledge that the Haaland deal is difficult, and we acknowledge that getting Lukaku would be a sufficient second choice as a club. So I don't know. Everyone is panicking, Daniel. Yes, of course we're panicking because we all know what we need. Tuchel knows what we need. Peart-Harris knows what we need. Marina knows what we need. So does Roman knows what we need. We need a clinical striker. Whether it's Haaland or Lukaku, that's yet to be discovered. But of course, listen, everyone's saying it's really fun to see people, journalists going up against one another in terms of their reports. But we're stuck in the middle. This is a tug of war race. People are pulling from both directions. I'm getting longer. I'm already long, man. Pause. I'm already long. I'm already 6'5". I'm getting longer. This is not fun. This is not fun for me, man. I want success. I want the Premier League. It's been 5 years now about the Premier League, and I think as a club under Roman, we have maintained high standards, and 5 years without the Premier League is not an example of that. So honestly speaking, man, I said it this way, yeah. This is a perfect analogy for me. Chelsea Football Club right now. We're in the club. We're having a good time. We just made a lot of money. We just got a promotion at work. We're in the club. We're enjoying ourselves. We meet one girl. She is absolutely stunning. She's the right age for you. You could see yourself ending up with her for a very long, long time. But the problem is that she's got very high standards, and she wants a lot of drinks that are very expensive. And you don't know if you can afford that. So you say, you know what? I'm going to go talk to her friend. Not to her friend, but to the girl across. She looks like she's, she's humble. She would cost less money, in terms of maintenance and buying her drinks. we're going to talk to the other girl. The problem is, if the second girl knows about the first one, it's all over. He's all over. It's all over, guys. That's the problem. That's the problem. You can't toe the line and try to play two of the highest quality of strikers, because Lukaku values himself. He loves himself. He loves his ability. He knows what he can do, bro. He knows he's our second choice. And he doesn't want to be playing around. He wants to be a top striker in the Premier League, wherever it is. So this is dangerous, man. Let me read some of your comments, guys. Let's see what you guys are saying. Start with CFC Gem. Big up, my guy. Thank you for joining me, bro. Guys, make sure you go subscribe to GNA TV. Great channel. Great content. He's jumped on my channel before. There's a video. You guys can go watch it again if you like. It was not too long. We talk about this. And I don't know if we touched on Lukaku on that stream, but I'm sure you'll have something to say. But I know he's not a big fan of Lukaku. He's saying smokescreen. Agreed. Yes, Will, I'll give you my link. I just need to have a bit of a rant. I'll give you the link. I'll let you jump in. Let's see. Everyone's panicking. Yes, as I said, of course, we're panicking. Luan Lukaku, smokescreens. Come on, you Blues TV says it's a smokescreen. Sammy Barnes saying, my G, honestly, it's not happening. Which one do you think is not happening? Lukaku or Haaland or both? Sammy, I think you guys are talking to each other. I believe we would sign up for a few. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Fair enough, Daniel. Fair enough. Okay, fair enough. I hear your opinion. Yeah, man, listen. The analogy is coming, man. It's the best way I could think of it. Man. Best way I could think of it. Yo, Slans, we send RJ, my guy. You hope you. Listen, man. I will be there. You guys, make sure you subscribe to KH No Filter Football. But honestly, man, yo, I'm not putting that comment up. Yeah, Haaland or no one, guys. I just want to say, yeah. In terms of Lukaku, you guys need to put some respect on his name. We're currently struggling. We're hungry. We don't have a lot of food on our. Not a lot of food. We can't put together a meal. You know, we're not feeling a big appetite. There's a lot of things going on, right? But we found an opportunity. We found someone who can offer us that, who can give us an abundance of food, man. They've got a restaurant, open buffet. This is what it's like. You don't say no to that. You don't. Romelu Lukaku played 36 games in the Serie A, scored 24 goals, assisted 10 times. 34 goal contributions in 36 games. Do you understand what I'm saying? 34 goal contributions in 36 games. I understand people want Haaland. They're obsessed with Haaland. They're obsessed with having the next top striker. But you don't turn down Lukaku. You don't. You just don't. You can't afford to. People are not. I know people are opposed to him because of his touch, because of his link-up play. But a man has come in, Conte's come in and told him, listen, you work on your back to goal for 3 training sessions in a row. As soon as he came in. Now, I don't know what goes on in that training session, but I can see with my eyes that Lukaku has improved. Lukaku has improved his link-up play. The 10 assists indicate to me that he's got more awareness of his all-round game. Of course, Kafka's view, my guy, bro. Big up Alexis, man. Alexis, one of the top content creators in our game. It's an honor for me to have him even comment on my channel, my YouTube video. Honestly, bro, top tier. Any transfer rumors you want, go on his channel, like all of his videos, subscribe to his channel. You will not regret it. But yeah, listen, people are telling me that Lukaku flopped at Man United. I gotta pull out the stats again, man. I know I'm not a stats merchant, but I have to be honest with you. I think his time at United is seen in a very harsh way. Very harsh way. And if you look at 18-19, which was his worst season at United, 45 games, 15 goals and 4 assists. That's in all competitions. Premier League, 32 games, 12 goals, 1 assist. That's his worst ever season, by the way. Just to remind you guys, our top striker last season scored 6 league goals. Thank you. Champions League, 9 games, 2 goals, 1 assist. 2 of those goals came against PSG. One of the biggest games in Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United history. Just to put it out there. 17-18. A reasonably successful season for Lukaku. Lukaku's had 34 games in the Premier League, 16 goals, 7 assists. Champions League, 8 games, 5 goals. FA Cup, 6 games, 5 goals. 51 appearances, 27 goals and 9 assists in all competitions. 16-17, his first season at United. 37 games. Sorry, that was an Everton season. My apologies, 16-17. 37 games, 25 goals and 6 assists. 5 years ago. 31 goal contributions in 37 games in the Premier League under Roberto Martinez at Everton. What do I say, man? What do I say? Lukaku is a proven goal scorer. Daniel wants me to put up his West Brom stats. My pleasure, my friend. I shall do that for you. Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, he joined in 13-14, is it? 13-14, right? My apologies, 12-13. So 2012-2013. 35 games, 17 goals and 7 assists for West Bromwich Albion. I believe they were under the management of the man with the hat, Tony Pulis. Thank you very much. 13-14, second season at West Brom, scores 15 goals and 8 assists in 33 games. Listen, I can keep going on and on about numbers. What do I have to honestly remind you guys of? Honestly, 12-13, I know it's a long time ago. But I'm just proving to you guys that he was still a top striker in the Premier League, guys. Listen, 12-13, defenders were different level, by the way, in my opinion. Different level. Let me read some of your comments, guys. We see what you're saying. Let's have a look. If we sign that, absolutely. We'll talk about Lautaro Martinez in a second. If you want, I don't want to give. Listen, all these things happen, man. We've given money to many clubs in the past, bro, to sign players. I'd rather others, but there's no denying. Of course. How much is it? Sorry. Hassan, I've just spent 10 minutes of my time giving you Premier League numbers, bro. 10 minutes of my time giving you Premier League numbers. I've given you time at Everton, West Brom, and Man United. That's 3 clubs. Like, has the Premier League changed that much since he's left? Tell me, let me know. Maybe I'm missing something. Crazy. There's no way Lukaku's coming. I'm not saying he's coming. I'm saying people need to stop turning their nose on him. 120 million for 18 million is terrible in my opinion. 80 million is a good deal. All right, so 120 million has not been reported. There hasn't been any reports of any fee. The fees put up, the tier 1 journalists have said we were interested, have said we have given a couple of bids. They didn't specify the number of the bids. They didn't specify when the bid was put in. They just gave us the rough details. And that's normal because they want us to buy the full article to read the full thing. If we can't sign, then move on to, of course. Time flies. It does fly. Re-signing Lukaku, get lost. I don't care about our rivals, Daniel. I do not care about our rivals. I disagree with this, by the way. This here. Evan Hein Gray. Big up, bro. Like, thank you for joining me, but I just want to say, for me, yeah, we need to build on success. We've never built on success. We've never had 2 successful trophies. We've never gone back-to-back under Roman, yeah, and won a Premier League and a Champions League. I know we've won 2 Champions Leagues in 2003 and 2004, but since then, have we improved? Like, have we ever improved on a successful season? No. This is an opportunity to do that. That's why signing a striker is an absolute compulsory need. We need to, bro. My bad, bro. 90 million, of course it is. Even though I will take George Jackson. I'm said since Roman's first came in. That first season where we won 04, 05, 05, 06. We won back-to-back Premier Leagues. You guys let me know, what have we won back-to-back? Major trophies. Don't give me FA Cup and a Carling Cup. Premier League and FA Cup. Premier League and Champions League. Have we won those back-to-back? Have we? It doesn't seem like I have. It doesn't seem like we have. All right. So what if we make 3 signings in a week? Everyone will be happy. Needs patience. Daniel, this is not an overreaction. I'm just here to tell you guys the news. Now, this is me speaking about Lukaku, but keep in mind that in the article itself, there has been comments about us, about Lukaku signing if Haaland is a closed book and we cannot reach him at all. Even in the article from the Telegraph by Matt Law, it mentioned Haaland's deal being completely put off, thus us going for Lukaku. So that indicates to me that Haaland's still our first choice. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, listen, I know we worry. I know all of us want to put our arms up in the air and people want to panic, but I'm just here reporting the news. No one's overreacting. I'm just a little bit worried. I have the right to be worried. This is my club and I want sustained success. Because people are saying it's okay if we don't buy a striker. But what happens if City sign Kane and Grealish? How do we reach Man United, who finished ahead of us on the table? I know we won the Champions League, but they finished ahead of us on the table. What if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gets sacked in January? They end up signing Jadon Sancho. They end up signing CDM and Varane. What happens then? What if they get Conte in January? What happens when Liverpool have a full squad that's fit? What happens if what happens if Mane, Salah, and Firmino are all firing and we still haven't strengthened? What happens? Let me know, guys, because people are telling me it's okay if you don't sign a striker. I'm not sure. And he said it perfectly, Kafkas. If City sign Grealish, of course. But we have to at least try and compete with them, bro. I think even if we sign Haaland, it's going to be difficult to win the league if they sign both Kane and Grealish. But at least let's compete, man. All right, let's have a look. So, my question is, missed opportunity sign. Of course, we can't miss out on Haaland. I agree with you. We've missed out on many generational talents in the past. And it's not even about missing out on Haaland. Like, it's just a striker, an elite striker, guys. Someone who has numbers. As much as I love the game, I love watching the game, I love technical plays, I love aesthetics. I acknowledge that without those stat padders, as people call them, without those inside forwards, without those strikers who score against the smaller teams, yeah, we don't get points. I mentioned this again last year. Tuchel's reign was incredible. It was almost flawless. But in the league, there were some deficiencies. There were some questions that needed to be answered. We didn't beat West Brom. We didn't beat Southampton. We didn't beat Leeds. We didn't beat Brighton at home. We didn't beat Aston Villa. Those 5 games against smaller teams. People like to call them smaller teams. All due respect to Aston Villa, I know they finished in the top 10. But those 5 games, like, come on, guys. People talk about Tammy. I'm not a big fan of Tammy. I don't like Tammy. I don't think he's good enough for Chelsea. I like his character, but I don't like him as a footballer. But Tammy tends to score against these smaller teams, even if they're, because in his first season he scored in. I mentioned this to you. He scored in 3 games in a row. Yeah, then he had a big drop because it was against bigger teams. But you still need those points against the smaller teams, guys. We still need that striker who operates in the box. We still need someone who's a finisher, and we don't have that. We don't currently have that. People are saying that, but why do we have to react? A person who acts instead of reacts, a team who acts instead of reacts is always the most successful one for me. If you need a reaction, you'll end up spending more money because people know you're desperate, higher wages, and you never know what else could happen, man. So, guys, we all know we need a striker. We all know this. I was on other channels and people are saying we don't need a striker, protecting Simeu Werner, but I don't care about that. Like and subscribe. I'll send class. Bro, I don't want that guy to be anywhere near me, man. Thank you very much, man. But listen, guys, I want you guys in the comment, yeah? I put down a poll. I'm going to check the results for it. And I want to see what you guys have said about this. Bear with me. What's the poll saying? I don't know if the poll was even posted right. But in that case, people, I need you all to send in the comments a yes or no to my question. I'll post the question on here. Will we sign I want you guys to answer this. Just yes or no in the comments. There's 11 of you watching, I think, or 14, whatever it is. I need an answer. Yes or no? If the answer is no, we will get onto that. And I want you guys to give me alternatives in the comments. We got one yes. Let me wait for more answers. And then I'll wait up. Let's have a look. Yes or no in the comments, people. Let me know. Let me know. The question is right here. Right here. All right, so I got like 6 answers. Come on, people. There's 5 more of you watching. Come on. If you're not near your phones, that's fine. But I need some answers, man. I need some answers. Let's have a look. All right, I'll start counting now. There's 1 yes, 1 no, 2 yeses, 2 nos, 3 yeses, 4 yeses, 5 yeses. Kounde, Rice, and I promised myself I wouldn't mention Declan Rice today, bro. Broken skulls, man. Thank you for joining me, bro. Make sure you leave a like. But man, listen, I'm not gonna talk about Declan Rice anymore. I'm tired of it. I don't think there's any truth to it. I think it's a bit of cap, as they say. So listen, people, I'm mostly hearing yeses. It's nice to see that I've got viewers that are quite positive. There's nothing wrong with being negative, or not negative, but being pessimistic. You always have to be on edge. You always have to, think of the worst scenario so you could deal with it. So you can come to terms with it. But the truth is that we, as a club, have failed our managers before, and it could possibly happen again. I hope not. But things are not looking too good, man. Things are not looking promising. We will discuss more things as well. I'm just waiting for someone to join me. But listen, for me, it's simple as this. We can't leave this too late. We can't react. We have to act. Don't react to other teams. Don't react to other teams. Man City are already Premier League winners. They've won the Premier League 3 of the last 5 years, if not 4. Someone correct me in the comments, but it's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Today's been an emotional roller coaster for us. But let's see. Let's have a look what you guys are saying. Tammy's in the same group of non-world class strikers. Maybe if we just get a new profile, it would be more. Yeah, of course. Of course, I hear what you're saying. Tammy's not going to stay, guys. Tammy's not going to stay. Joaquin Correa, because he's nice on the counter and easy for wingers to play off. And I feel fair enough. This is exactly. I mean, I don't necessarily think we need someone who plays off the counter because we control possession and we control the ball. We need someone who operates in tight spaces, a striker who has great movement, who can play with our inside forwards or the number 10s, who can kind of link up with them, build a chemistry. Lukaku can do that, so can Haaland. So it's interesting to see. Big up Gio, my guy, the AC Milan fan, who's enjoying Tomori, of course. He's happy with Tomori. I definitely don't want Ings. I mean, Ings' injury record says that we shouldn't sign him, but as a goal scorer, he's not too shabby. He has never started. Of course, that deal was very smart. I'll get onto the departures in a second. I mean, listen, I agree with you. I think we need to start questioning their ambition, like their sustained ambition, because you can't be on and off. You can't. The way to maintain success is by being consistently dominant in the market, being dominant in managing your plays well, being dominant in getting the plays that you want. That's what Man City do. Man City always seem to strengthen in the right areas every year. It's not a coincidence that they've won 3 out of the last 5 Premier Leagues. It's not. I think we need to learn from that. We've won the Champions League despite not having an out-and-out goal scorer. We need to build on that. Hope it's just Haaland. I would take Ings as backup. No, I don't agree with that. I don't think we take Ings as backup. Because I'll tell you why, Chris. Because to me, I would rather have I'd rather promote one of our youngsters to be backup and sign a world-class striker. We already have Werner and Havertz who can play as a striker. And if we add another recipe, if we add another ingredient in terms of Haaland or Lukaku, that's almost 3 strikers and Armando Broja. Why would you want to add Ings to that equation? Someone who's on high wages, on high money. So if we sign another striker, we already have 3 strikers that are able to play. But yeah, listen, there's 19 of you guys watching. I want you guys to leave a like, subscribe to this channel. There's a lot more content. I think I'm 1 away from 220 subscribers. I'm honestly very grateful to all of you guys watching and all of you guys who are subscribed. I've tried to be consistent as much as I can. If I'm not, I apologize. Yeah, we're lacking a clinical guy, as I said. Of course, we're lacking a clinical guy. That's what we're lacking that, and we have to build, man. Build a dynasty. Go for Martinez, Robin with Arsenal. Not a big fan. I think hopefully my guest who's joining me will have a lot to say about Martinez. %. I mean, listen, he said that. Fair enough. He's very credible. He's a tier 1. But Nizaar Kinsella, Simon Johnson, Matt Law have all put their necks on the line and said that we're still looking at Lukaku. So it's all about who you believe and who you trust. Big up, George Jackson. Thank you so much for subbing, my guy. A lot more content coming your way, hopefully, bro. Since Arsenal have 1 million this summer, I think they'll sign Tammy and Odegaard. Fair enough. Tammy won't be sold if we don't sign a replacement, by the way, guys, just so you guys know. Ings would be a good backup, but then exactly. So it's not necessarily just the injury record I look at. As I said, guys, if we sign another striker, why do we need a backup? I don't want backups. I want top tier. I want people who go straight into your first team, and then the players that are currently in the first team become our backups. If we can't hold on to them, we sell them. Then we sign. We just keep the ball rolling, man. Keep the train rolling. That's how it works. But listen, Haaland, it seems like has gone very quiet, personally, from my perspective. I have put my neck out on the line, so I think we're gonna sign him. I didn't say this based on any sources. I said it's a feeling that we are gonna sign Haaland, but this is a good question from Daniel. My question is, if Haaland and or Lukaku don't sign, should we start questioning the board and Roman? Questioning Roman is a bit of a push. I think we should start questioning whether we're able to build on success, whether we're able to compete with Man City. But the grass is not greener, guys. The grass is not greener. We could easily be bought up. If we let's just say Roman sells the club by any miracle, because I think that not miracle, but by any imagination in any alternative universe, can you guarantee that someone will come in and invest the same way Roman has, anywhere near the way Roman has? You can't guarantee that. So you can question all you want. Maybe we should question the people under Roman, but I'm not ready to do that yet. Listen, man, let me just read some more comments and I'll introduce my guest. Obviously, you guys already know him. He's part of many channels that I'm involved in. He's a good kid, knows a lot about footy, and I just want to hear his opinions about what's happening. Maybe smokescreen. You have Werner and Havertz can be clinical on the striker, but they have not shown it before. They've shown that they're not clinical in the past. Maybe they can improve, but being clinical is a gift. It's a gift. Not many people have that gift. Yours lens, if we don't sign in the front three, Cho, Havertz, Mount. In terms of my front three, I don't like shoehorning in Mount into a front three because he's not an attacker. He's a midfielder. Personally speaking, my best front three doesn't have Mount in it. If everyone's on form, if everyone is performing to the level that I expect them to, Mount doesn't get in my front three. Mount gets in my midfield. If we have a midfield three, then he gets into that position, probably the 8 position, not as a forward. More often, so Havertz can be converted to striker. Listen, maybe. No, sure. All right. So you guys are just talking about what I've just talked about. Yeah. So listen, guys, I'm just going to introduce my guest. This guy is on KH No Filter Football, knows a lot about football, very intelligent, up and coming journalist. Let's hope so. But here's my guy. Let him introduce himself. What you say, bro?
Oh, thanks for the nice intro, Sense. I appreciate it. What's good?
What are you saying, bro? What are you thinking?
I mean, to be fair, I'm not actually worried because I have the same expectation of Tuchel, whether we get a striker or not. I'll be a bit annoyed / upset if we don't sign a striker, but I won't be to the level where I'll be screaming Marina out or this person out or this person that. I won't be going around insulting people. Because I expect Tuchel to narrow the gap to at least maybe a 3rd place position, no matter if we sign a striker or not. I expect us to get top 4 whether we get a striker or not. I don't expect us to win the league if we have a striker or not. If we can close the gap, great. But I still think we're going to finish around 4th or 3rd, even if we sign a striker. And I expect us to pick up the Super Cup even without a striker, the Club World Cup even without a striker, and maybe a domestic trophy here or there. That's my honest expectations for the season either way.
Sure. And do you think we'll get either HAALAND or Lukaku?
I think it's difficult. I was quietly confident. I think the Lukaku stuff is a smokescreen. I think the articles that were released are quite generic articles. If that even makes sense.
Yeah.
It sort of feels like that they were put up to it or they were briefed about it. So yeah, I'm not gonna. I normally trust Matt Law and Simon Johnson, but I'm being quite skeptical about the articles that were released. To be fair.
Sure. Yeah. So listen, guys. Just before I actually speak to Will in a bit more depth, I was just thinking. I just had an idea in my head now that if you guys want to come onto my channel, what I'll do is I want to make it like a one-on-one conversation. So I'll get you guys on. I'll ask you questions. Let me know what you think about what I'm talking about today. Then I'll get someone else on and just remove you guys. And maybe at the end I can have you all together. But yeah, let me know if you guys are happy to do that. I've put the question here. If you guys want to, just let me know. I'll send you guys a link. You can jump on. You can move on from there. But yeah, Will. So you think the Lukaku thing is a smokescreen? I think Fabrizio has come out and said that it's not. Sorry, come out and said that the Lukaku deal is 100% not happening. So are you saying you believe Fabrizio more than you believe Simon Johnson and Matt Law and all these?
I don't really. It's not that I don't necessarily believe them, but
yeah,
they've obviously been told to say that it's happening. I don't even think it's maybe a smokescreen is not even the right word. I just think it's it's a bit of a PR move. I don't think it's a smokescreen because I don't think it's an assurance that we get HAALAND. So I wouldn't call it that. To be fair, it is what it is. I can't really control it. I'm not going to worry. This might sound mental. If we sign Kounde and if we sign maybe Tchouaméni. I'm not going to overreact and say our season's completely off because, as I said, my expectations are pretty much the same from now. And even if we sign a striker, I feel like Tuchel can maybe bring a new lease of life into a few of these players. I think the business that we've done with selling players, I think, has been excellent so far. So I think that's a positive that we've got to take into account.
Are you going to start questioning the board if we don't sign a top striker?
I'm going to criticise them, but
sure.
I'm not going to write it off as an awful window. I know that might sound mental again, but I honestly don't think it will be an awful window if we sign a Kounde and a Tchouaméni and no one else, because I think they're two amazing players, to be completely honest. Tchouaméni is the second best ball-winning midfielder statistically in Europe last year. Kounde's dribbles per game, he averages a dribble per game, which is like higher than a lot of strikers. His passing is excellent. He can sort of push into midfield like Aspi does on the overload at times, which we saw Aspi do. I think it led to a goal against Burnley.
Sure.
He reminds me of Aspi very much in that role. And as long as we don't add the wrong player, I won't panic. I don't want to be in a situation where we sign maybe a Danny Ings or a player of that sort of level. Like I remember when we were getting linked to bloody Callum Wilson and Ashley Barnes. I don't want no one like that, because then that leaves a problem for us in the future. Not getting anyone doesn't leave a problem for us in the future. Short term, it might be a bit shit, but at least we won't be having to clear out dead wood in 3 years' time when we've got a 32-year-old Callum Wilson or a 34-year-old Ashley or someone like that, if you get what I mean. But there are other options that I would look at. Dusan Vlahovic has a very good goal-scoring record in Italy. I think that's a very hard league to score a lot of goals in, especially when you're in a team like Fiorentina. Call me crazy, but I would look at Antoine Griezmann and Anthony Martial. I would honestly inquire about them. I think Martial would be open to leaving Man United, and I think United would be open to maybe selling him because of who they've got in. I think technically he's a very sound player. I think given the right manager and the right club that believes in him and wants him, I would look at him. And Antoine Griezmann, send your mic. Sorry. But yeah. And Griezmann, 2 years ago, we were speaking as one of the best in the world. So you don't turn crap overnight. But I'm not saying I actively really want these players. I'm just saying if we are going to sign someone else, that's who I'd go for. But I'm not going to overreact, even if we don't sign a striker. It is what it is. I'm done with letting things like this put me down, because it's just watching football when you're in a state of mind where you can't see anything positive is pretty shit, to be fair. I'm not going to feel like I did towards the end of the Lampard era or anything like that. I'm not going there again.
Absolutely. I hear what you're saying. You want to have a positive approach to it. You want to believe in this group of players, and of course, fair enough. I hear you. But as much as we believe in these players, we all know the deficiencies, right? And the deficiencies at times is finishing our chances. I think I want to get other people on. Obviously, I'll get you on after, if you don't mind. I'm just gonna get Prime on. I'll have a little talk with him. Just check.
Have me on mode, sense. I'll just sit in the back.
Of course. Could you check the private chat and just send Prime the link if you can?
I can't, because I've joined the link through Twitter.
Sure. I'll do that now. No problem. But yeah, well, thank you so much. Well, we're gonna talk about departures and stuff in like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna get Andrew and Prime's thoughts, because I have a certain layout and I can't. If I have more than one person, it will
that's cool. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Let me just send them the link now, guys. Make sure you follow Will. What's your Twitter?
I think it's Will_1905_, and I'm gonna start. Yeah, I'm gonna start the trend. No to Lautaro. I do not want that guy.
Before you go, actually, let me know why you don't want Lautaro.
He's very bang average. He's not a player that he's not awful technically, but I think his technical ability is a bit overrated. He's not a gunman. He's not like a Martial technically. Nowhere near to that level. he's just a. Oh, if I saw him and Werner up front, it honestly.
So you think stylistically he doesn't suit our system?
No. Well. Maybe if you partner him with someone that suits him, but this
Could be Lukaku. Go on.
You never know. I think he wouldn't be an. Maybe I'm overreacting a little bit and I'm being a bit hyperbolic. He's not an awful player.
Yeah.
Like he probably would do all right for us, but he's not for the money that Inter will want, and for the I wouldn't. He's not proven enough either. It's not like we've got. He's been at Inter. He's been well known for about 2 seasons, hasn't he? At Inter. For me, he got 13 goals. Was it 19-20 in the league? I don't know how many he got exactly this year, but for me, that's not. It's not like a Vlahovic where you can I mean, I've only seen 2 games of Vlahovic, so I'm no expert. But
what games were they? Important games?
I think they were just. What was it? It wasn't against a big team. It was one of those games where when you're like bored and you just put on a game. It was one of those games. Sure. So I haven't watched him much at all. But
so I'm just gonna I'm just gonna read the comments and I'm gonna let you guys know what I think about Martinez. Andrew said, I've sent you the link. I've sent you the link, bro. Let me know when you can jump on. I'll put you on. Martial, yes. Griezmann, hell no. Interesting, because a lot of people have said yes to Griezmann and no to Martial. It's just about opinions, I think. I let that over. He doesn't like Griezmann, apparently. Chris, big up academic skills, my guy. Come on, you Blues TV, big up, bro. Thank you for the shout out on Twitter, man. You are actually a G. Silence, do you think Inter will sell both Lautaro and Lukaku? All right, so I think they might be in a situation where they're forced to do that. And the reason is that if they do sell Martinez, Lukaku's sitting there thinking, hold on, so you sold Hakimi, you sold Martinez, Conte's just left, no one's safe around here except for me. Why would I want to stay in this team that's deteriorating in front of my eyes, that's in financial trouble? So I think there's a possibility they might lose both. I don't know if it's by choice. I don't think they want to sell both to maintain their club, but if they sell one or the other one will be looking at it like, why would I want to stay? And that could be an advantage to us. So you're saying no, they're selling both. I agree with you. I don't think they'll sell both. I think they might be forced to sell both, but who knows? Double digits in 2 seasons is something we need. Of course, he just won Copa America.
He was not good in that Copa America. He was not good in that Copa America.
Jem is a fan of Lautaro Martinez.
No.
But yeah, I'm financial they'll sell both. Exactly what I said. So they're in financial trouble, and I think as a football player, you want to have ambition. You want to become the best. You want to maintain success, which is what I kept talking about Chelsea. But William, thank you so much for joining me, bro. I have sent the link to Prime, but apparently it's the wrong one. William will join us in the end just to have a quick discussion and just kind of wrap up. But I'm trying to bring in Prime whenever I can.
I'm waiting for Prime and Andrew to grill me over the players I said as alternatives.
In the end, we'll do that. Yeah. Big up, bro. Big up.
Okay.
All right, guys. That was William, guys. Make sure you go subscribe to this channel. I'm going to send the link again to Prime and see what the problem is. Link does not work. Okay, 1 second. Sorry, guys. Yeah. Listen, man. The stream, I wasn't even planning to stream today. Like, I woke up and I just see news after news after news. And I just... it's people were laughing, people were smiling, like rival fans were saying, this is what we felt like last year, but it's not fun. No, it's not fun being on the end of it. Where do you think Tammy's going to? I really don't want to Arsenal. Mustafa, at the end of the day, as good as Tammy, not good, but as decent as Tammy's goal scoring record is, I don't think he will be a world-class striker who will miss out on like KDB, Salah, or any other people we missed out on. So to me, him going to Arsenal, does he elevate them more than Aubameyang? No. Is he going to be successful for them? Yes, but he doesn't elevate them. I think he'll score a lot of goals. Will probably be a goal here and there, but I'm not very confident that he'll be a top world class striker. So I'm not worried about him going to Arsenal. I think listen, just so you guys know, he supported Arsenal when he was younger. There's things about him, I've seen tweets of him in 2013 talking about, yes, so my name is this. I play for Chelsea, but I support Arsenal. He said, yeah, it's a very weird tweet. It's from when he was really young. But guys, I'm gonna put Andrew in. I'm gonna have his say. Then I'm gonna take him out, bring Prime in. Then we'll all come together in the end and just have a discussion. But let me just add you guys. So before I add them, guys, he is the Winter Surfer at the Winter Surfer on Twitter. All 17 of you watching. If you don't follow him on Twitter, you're missing out. Great tweets. The main thing you need to know about him: no agendas. CFC first. Yes, Andrew. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm fine. Yeah, I'm good.
How you doing, bro? So, what's your thoughts, man? I know we've talked a lot about this, me and you together, but let me know, man. Let me know what you think.
I don't know, man. I'm bored now. I told you this before. I want him to just have a 1 month transfer window like January, so I think it would kick everyone's butt and get them to move more. Now, because they've got like 1st of July basically till even before that, they've got till September the 1st or 31st. They just seem they can take their time, which they're entitled to do so. But I thank you, thank you very much, praise and chat. Thank you. I don't know, man. I'm just at a point of I don't care. No, I really don't, because I think I don't understand the level of criticism for the board, and I do understand it. It's like we were never going to buy 6 or 7 players like last year. I don't know what people keep forgetting that. It's like we were only going to buy 2 or 3 tops, like a
never happens.
Mega star,
never
and
happens.
then
buying 6 players is something.
Supplementary ones, because our first 11 is pretty good. We only needed a striker. If it's Lukaku, how come? What if they, like you said, Lukaku? Everyone says Lukaku's second choice. What if he's just another choice, not a second choice? It was like everyone thinks Haaland's our top choice because he has a higher profile at the moment and he's wanted more. What if it was like they're thinking we've got an opportunity possibly to get both? Let's start doing both of these. Not like signing both. I mean, like, there's an opportunity to buy. Like, they're both.
As in, they're both first choice. Like, equally.
Yeah,
I hear
exactly.
what you're saying.
Yeah. Everyone thinks it's Haaland because, I was looking at some video today about conspiracy theories about Sunday Funday, and he's with this guy and that guy and all this like lizard people, tinfoil hat stuff, black helicopters, stuff like that. And then you go, Matt Law brings out the thing this afternoon. Oh, he can't be trusted. Why can we trusted him before? How come he's not credible now? And remember, Matt Law's not lying. He's just being told, he's just been told something and he's passing on. But I'd be fine with Lukaku if he came in. Thank you, Steve London. Always supportive for like that.
Big up Steve London.
Yeah, I don't think he's even a plan B, Marshall. We do. Sorry, I might have misread that. We do. What I will say, Slims, as good as I think Havertz will be this season, if we don't get anyone in, we are only talking about finishing second at most, and that might even be a struggle. It might be 3rd or 4th again without a striker. There's no way in this league, especially if City get Kane. It's over. It's done. The league's done already.
The reason I don't disagree with you is because I've said this. I've said, what happens when Man City do end up getting Kane and Grealish? What happens when United sack Oli in November or October and get an elite manager and have a very good squad that they could build on? What happens when Liverpool?
Conte.
What happens when Liverpool have a fully fit first team? What happens? Because all of these things mean that they could have the advantage over us. We could finish 4th.
Leicester got better strikers than us.
Yes, they do. They do. And like we still don't know what that striker they bought. His name is
Daka,
Patson Daka. We don't know what his potential is. We don't know what his level is. But listen, he could. Iheanacho's been scoring goals for fun last year towards the end of it.
Yeah, he played very well. Yeah.
So
and now
listen,
they've got a chance to rotate Vardy a lot as well next season,
Yeah.
so he can,
Yeah.
they've got a chance. I just think it's hard, man, because you go deep. We're now into August. We're now basically on the verge of a new season, and I would have thought Tuchel. This is just me. I would have thought Tuchel did a magnificent job in 4.5 months. I know we scraped into the top 4, but seeing as where we were, you would have taken that in January after sacking Lampard.
Yeah.
He gets the European Cup, and it's not even like a lucky European Cup win. It's a dominant.
Yeah.
It's a dominant run. Do you know what I mean? It's a totally dominant run. You can say Real Madrid are at their worst. It doesn't matter. But all you can say Atletico Madrid were the Burnley of Europe, but you weren't saying that before we played them. Do you know what I mean? Do you know? It's like, and you were saying we were going to get battered by Man City. That's what everyone was saying. We were going to get battered by City.
3 times they said that.
Yeah, I would have just thought it should have been easier as well. No matter how big the deal is, you've only got really 1 or 2 targets. You've got like a striker. That's it. And you've got supplementary things like another defensive midfielder and another backup goalkeeper. But, listen, if it goes to the 31st, I mean, you have to wait till then no one will complain, will they? So.
Perfect. Andrew, thank you so much for your say, bro. I'm just going to get Prime in. Then I'm going to, you're not gone yet. I'm going to see you guys at the end. I'll put you all together the end. But I just want to get your say individually because my layout kind of doesn't work if it's 3 people.
Sure.
But yeah, I'll put you in a second. Listen, guys, before I head off, actually, as I said, the Winter Surfer, go follow him on Twitter, Voice of Reason, as you guys said. He's also on Occasional Filter Football. We're having a show tonight about Werner. You guys know what I think about Werner. I think he's an incredible striker. We're going to talk about that tonight. But yeah, obviously, man. So big up, Andrew. I'll see you in a couple of minutes, yeah? Yes, people. All right. So my next person on here will be my dear friend who hasn't been on YouTube for a while. So it'd be nice to have him back, have his thoughts. Hopefully his mic isn't playing up. He's got that, loud mic. Hopefully he doesn't have it this time. But before I add him in, Ladimus Prime X on Twitter. Make sure you guys go follow him. Great views and always objective. So we love to see it. What are you saying, Prime? You good?
Well, a lot of things going on. My personal life, but that's by the by. I'm good. It's up to you, Slens.
All good, man. All good. I just you wanted to jump on. Let me know what you want to say. Did you want to have your say about the Haaland and Lukaku business?
Yeah, I just look. I get it in terms of like how long it's taking, and I guess little mind games or whatever either side is trying to play. I get all that from a deal that's going to span it's over 100 mil. Maybe 150 mil, I don't know. That's going to take a lot of work to look at, when when PSG signed Neymar from Barcelona, they had to do that on a release clause, or not release clause, it was a release clause, and even doing that was a bit dodgy, wasn't it? They had to they paid Neymar that money, and or something like that, which was really weird when the same thing is when they PSG bought Bate. They had to get him on loan first, and then essentially structured the deal to buy him the next season, and all that. That was real dodgy. I don't know. It's just this Haaland deal has to happen because I know Chelsea fans and Spurs fans say Kane's never going to come leave. We won't sell him, but the fact of Kane actively wants to leave. And whether it's just we're not bothering to inquire or whatever, it's that we're not actively targeting him. Lukaku has rejected us twice, or Inter Milan have rejected us twice, and they don't want to sell him, and they'd rather sell Martinez than sell Lukaku. And if Arsenal are serious about Martinez and they actually get him, Lukaku's not going to leave at all. I don't know. I said back in March when was the Atletico games? After we played Atletico and stuff, I said on the terrace that if the season ends well for us, we get top 4 or maybe win the Champions League or the FA Cup, whatever. And I don't see them backing Tuchel properly, which will affect us in the next season, and he'll just end up getting sacked. And people kind of dismissed me about that. and people are acting as if, like, I love Chelsea and everything, but people act as if that we're flawless in everything that we do. We've seen stuff like this happen before under Mourinho's second season, and people can say now that Mourinho's washed or finished or whatever. But at that time, just after winning the league, when we should have kicked on and backed him, he wanted Pogba, he wanted John Stones, and we ended up signing Delabodji and Hector in deadline day. And we all know what happened. Things fell apart, got toxic, whatever. We bring in Conte, we win the league. The next season, he wants to sign Koulibaly. He wants to sign Van Dijk from Southampton. He wants to buy Alex Sandro. And that window, we end up bringing in Bakayoko and Zabacosta. And Conte, he throws his toys at the pram, which is what Conte is, fine. But things just fall apart again. Like, Chelsea have this habit of doing this when we win something major and things just fall apart. And it looks like the pattern is going to happen again.
This isn't the same thing, Prime, because I think I hear what you're saying in terms of backing him. I think the signings we're looking at, the Kounde, Lukaku, Chouameni, maybe even Rice to an extent, and Haaland, that's all top tier targets, right? If we don't get those players, I don't want backups. That's what happened with Conte in 2017, right? With Mourinho, I think the team was kind of aging, and I think we failed to kind of build around Hazard, and I do understand that. But there's context. People always bring up these examples, but there's context to what happened after, right? With Conte, I think certain players, Van Dijk. People say Van Dijk.
Yeah.
I believe Van Dijk didn't join. Do you know why? Because obviously Liverpool was his main target. Number two, we weren't sure that Conte was staying beyond the season, so people players don't want to join if the manager's staying there currently, who's attracting you, who's telling you to come. You're not sure if you want to stay. You don't know what manager's coming next.
I agree, which again makes sense to why United gave Ollie that new contract, because he was on his last deal. So it makes sense that if you're trying to bring in Sancho, Varane, Ollie's staying, we just give him a new contract, so there's no worry. So I get all that, but it'd be like wanted. I don't think that summer Liverpool were in for Van Dijk, but maybe they were still talking to him in the past. Who knows? But we also wanted Koulibaly, we wanted Sandro. That didn't materialize. With Mourinho, what you can say that side is aging or whatever, but he wanted John Stones to come in and refresh it, to partner Zouma. He wanted Pogba. Like, we didn't do anything to refresh when we were on top. With Conte, we didn't do anything to refresh when we were on top. Now, I know Chelsea fans are gassed with winning the Champions League, as we should be, but we're not on top. At least from my point of view, like, I don't, especially with City signing Grealish and or Kane, I don't see us winning the league. Even if we sign Haaland, I still don't see us winning the league. I still think we need like what Lampard said, we're not good enough to win the league, or we're not good enough to, I think, dominate. I don't know exactly.
Specifically we're not ready to compete.
We're not ready to compete. I mean,
nonsense.
There's a bit, yes, but
no. Before you go,
I kind of understand what you meant.
The choice of words was incorrect. Not ready to win. Not ready to win the Premier League. I hear that. Competing means you're competing with Man City and Liverpool, and based on the spending we did that summer, we should be able to compete. Not overcome and not beat them, but compete. That's why I'm not going to hear that. I'm not going to hear that excuse.
Again, it's not an excuse, but I guess maybe it just depends on what.
No, not from you, from him, not from you.
Yeah, I know, but again, maybe it just depends on what your definition of compete and challenges. Like last season, after we signed all of these players and everything, when rival fans and even Chelsea were saying we're going to win the league, we're going to compete, and the questions I kept asking was, what is then your definition of competing? Is it that we finished second and we're 7 points away or something? Does that count as competing? Or are we 2 points away on the final day of the season? Like, what does that exactly mean? I believe Tuchel can definitely get us a challenge with them. But, and what backs up what I'm trying to say is, when you look at from when Tuchel came in to the end of the season, we weren't exactly perfect. Like you could see when he tried to rotate the team before Champions League games and after Champions League games, we dropped points, dropping points needlessly against. The West Brom game was an anomaly. Yes, that does happen, but losing to the likes of Arsenal and stuff and getting stupid little draws here and there, like in reality, and when games like that happened. When games like that happened, I didn't, like Chelsea fans were complaining and saying we're not getting top four. I was one of the ones who didn't complain, and I was quite not happy, but I was content in saying that it doesn't matter because I know United is going to drop points next game. I know Liverpool and everyone else will drop points, so we're still going to get top four anyways. But if it's this thing where we're competing with Man City and we know, City are playing on Friday, we know they're going to win, so we then have to win on Saturday. We can't say that City lost, so it's okay if we don't. We can't rely on City or Liverpool losing because they're not going to lose. I don't think
I hear you, bro.
Some of these players are good enough competing on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
not yet anyway.
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, but thanks a lot for your saying, man. I expected that from you actually. And no, sorry, man. This was an opportunity for you. That's why I let you guys just talk along, just have the opportunity to rant. But do you want to jump on later, or are you just gonna end it here? Because I'm gonna put everyone back on. All right, cool. I'm just gonna remove you. I'm gonna just answer the comments, and I'll put you all guys back in because I need to wrap up soon. So I'll put you all guys together. We'll just have. I'm gonna ask you guys a couple of questions just to wrap up, and we'll move on from there. But big up Prime. Just guys, make sure that his is just right over there. You can see it. I can't point at it because I don't know. There you go. That direction.
Oh, no need to follow me. Just follow. No need to follow me. Just follow Slens people.
Big up. All right, my guy Prime. Let's see what Marshall's saying. Marshall, because some of the things that Marshall said were quite interesting to me. This is what he said. First of all, it's a bad market for strikers, in my opinion. Only 3 top tiers. Inks this year. Okay, so I've said this before to you, Marshall. People talking about 2017 Conte and everything. Yeah, this is an example of it. Like, I promise you, in my personal opinion, DCL and Tammy, you might say DCL is much better, but there isn't a big gap between them. Like, he should not be a backup for Chelsea. Iheanacho, I could hear it, but he's untouchable. Ings, again, I mentioned, if we sign a top tier striker, we don't need Ings. Werner, Havertz, and what's his face? And who else plays in that position? Yeah, and Armando Broja if he stays. All 3 options plus the new striker. That's 4 options for striker. I don't need the backup. We don't sign backups at Chelsea. DCL's intermediate but isn't. That's arguable. Okay. Now next thing that Marshall has said, we've won UCL over a striker at competition. We didn't bust. Then did we? All right. So Marshall, I have said this before. I think the Champions League win is an incredible achievement, iconic achievement. But in terms of it being, it proving that we're the best team in England, no, it doesn't. Like, I know that's not what you're saying, but that's what I want to be. I want to aim to that level. In the Premier League, I said this before. If you look at our form under Tuchel, we still drew some games that we should have won, and we lost some games that we should have won either. And there were also games against smaller teams. That's why we're still not a top tier team. That's why without a striker, we're not the team that Man City are or Liverpool are. You don't need to. Yes, of course. Again, I've said the UCL achievement is an incredible achievement, one of the best in our history, the second best achievement I've ever seen in our history. Obviously, the first one goes in the 2012 Champions League. But again, like, it's credit to we proved that we can win big games against teams. Yeah, we've beaten Man City 3 times. We've beaten Liverpool away. We've competed against Real Madrid. We've beaten Porto. All these are big games. I think this team, when you put them in a big game and you drill them the way Tuchel does, we perform. But when the pressure's not on them, I just feel like it's very underwhelming. Like, it's very, very, very lethargic. You guys are talking to each other here. Let's see what you're saying. He's talking to each other again. Talking to each other. All right. Yeah, exactly, Marsh. All right, so I'm gonna get everyone back in. We're gonna talk about one more thing. I'm gonna wrap it up here, and welcome back, man, like the winter server, William and Prime. What are you guys saying?
I'm good.
Sorry, no, let me not do this camera angle like that. There we go. All right. So I want to ask you guys one question. Yeah, what do you guys think about the reported departures from Chelsea? So the reported departures are the main two. I'm going to talk about the two main ones from the article at Telegraph is Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Hudson-Odoi. Now they haven't said that they're definitely leaving, but they said if offers do come in for them, they will consider selling them. What are your thoughts? Let me start with Will. Actually, go ahead, Will.
I saw that headline actually, and I think the big accounts took it massively out of context. What was actually said is that if a club came in for an offer which was over the valuation of what Chelsea thought he was, they would accept it. They didn't say he's up for sale. They said that I think Tammy and Zouma, we all know they're probably going to leave. There's concrete interest from other clubs. Until a team that is maybe not at our level club, like size-wise, let's say Borussia Dortmund wanted him. Let's just say that's just an example. If Borussia Dortmund wanted him and they put in concrete interest and a bid that Chelsea thought was fair, he's not untouchable pretty much. I think that's what it is. I think he's just not untouchable with Chelsea, which, my opinion is I'm very subjective. I can't lie. I want Callum to do really well for us. For me, he's untouchable. For the club, he's not. It's just simple as that, really.
Fair enough.
Which I think pretty much everyone, apart from Reece James, Mount, Havertz, and I think actually Christensen, they said they won't sell. But apart from those few players, I don't think anyone's untouchable. So I think that was just taken out of context.
I hear you, Will. Just before I ask you guys a question, I want to answer this by it's Darren from Twitter, guys. This is honestly one of the best guys I've spoken to. I went to celebrate the Champions League win after him at Stamford Bridge. It was a lot of fun. Big up to you, Darren. He said, "You know what's crazy, Slender? I understand Chelsea do different." Okay, now to answer your question, what differentiates us and those two teams that have inside forwards? If you notice, Chelsea don't have inside forwards. I know Werner might count as one, but he doesn't play there. Like they have Salah, who's the serial goal scorer. Man City have a combination of players, the likes of the Jesuses, the Gundogan who just hits form. They have Mahrez who just chips into goals. We don't have those players. We don't have the Sterlings. We don't have the KDBs, the talisman. Like I think Liverpool and City, they've kind of hacked the system in terms of not having a main striker. But we don't. If we had the inside forward, I don't think we'd be crying out for a striker. If Werner scored 25 goals from the inside forward position, we wouldn't be crying out for a striker because Havertz can be the false nine. But yeah, what are you saying? What do you think about the departures, Andrew? Man, what are you telling me?
Not surprised about everyone about them, or except Cho. Thought Cho would be more of a mainstay in there. I'm also surprised about Ruben Loftus-Cheek. He sort of bigged him up and then sort of made realistic. I don't know. See, I don't know how old. I believe what Matt was saying, but I don't know how old his information is because we just played yesterday, right? So, is it what he's been sitting on for a couple of days and decided to release it, or is it straight from yesterday? Because I thought Cho played very well at left wing back as well as right wing back, and also I thought Ruben Loftus-Cheek showed glimmers of what I think he does really well, and that's his running with the ball. I know he and also some of his passing as well. I thought was very good. But would I be surprised? Wouldn't be surprised if Ruben left on loan or sold. I would be surprised if Cho left, given our options, as you're saying, because our wingers are not prolific. And I'm not saying he is, but they're not prolific in scoring, and we are not prolific, so their assists don't go up because we're not. We don't have a prolific clinical striker. So when someone says, "Oh, our guys don't really do much," it's like it's not really fair. And you can blame them to a certain extent, but if no one's there to finish them off, I mean, we know some of our guys last season, their assist records they were criminally underwhelming because we couldn't finish off chances. So it's one of those.
Exactly.
I'd keep Cho because I think he offers quite a lot in all wide positions, left and right. So
there's just such a negative connotation around Cho, despite him being 20 years old. You know what I mean? So I listen. naturally, when someone gets underrated and gets disrespected, there's an overreaction from the other side and an overcorrection in terms of, oh, like he's actually great, he's going to be a generational talent. Like, how about we find an in between? Finding in between, like he's just a good talent that you don't want to get rid of, you don't want to lose.
Do you know?
We've seen trademarks of we've seen a trademark of a great player. Well, I'm gonna let you go next, and then I'm gonna let him get Prime's thoughts, and I'm just gonna wrap up. Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Do you know why Odoi actually gets so disrespected by quite a bit of our fan base? It's because I've not seen, apart from the odd time here and there, I've never seen a Hudson-Odoi debate where someone hasn't instantly brought up Pulisic or Ziyech or Werner. And then what happens is the players that like Ziyech, Werner, they get annoyed. That then puts hate on Odoi. It's pitting in I saw it today, Pulisic versus Cho. Why? They're both good players. They're both really good young prospects. Enjoy them both. We know they offer different things. As Sens, you said, I saw a tweet, and I've realised this as well. Pulisic isn't a specialist creative winger. He's very direct. No. He likes to take on players. He opens up space. Odoi is a creator. They're different. They essentially play different roles. I know it's the same position, but it's like comparing Salah to Hazard. You can't. I mean, okay. Before they get taken out of context, they're not at the level of Hazard or Salah. I'm not saying that yet, but for me, it's a similar thing. Although none of them were inside forwards. But do you get what I mean? So I don't understand why.
I do.
It's just.
I do. I think that happens because I think it happens because they're competing for one position. But it's just ridiculous, man. It's stupid. But Prime, man, let me know what you think about the departures. Get your thoughts if you're still here. If you're happy to get rid of both, and let me know. What you think, bro.
If you're just talking about specifically Ruben and Callum, look, Ruben, I know he's immensely talented, but I said last season that I don't care, just get rid of him, because all these injuries he keeps getting, it's at a point where I just don't care about the talent anymore, and it's just like I can't rely on you being consistently fit. And if it's a thing where he's going to be a squad player in the team, like, can you even trust him to be a squad player if, say, we've got injuries to Kante and Jorginho, then Ruben is also out injured? Like, that's kind of pointless. I'd rather have someone like Barkley or whatever in the team, because at least I know he's fit and he's then an able body or something, you know. Like,
but he hasn't been injured since he was injury-free last season, though.
Yeah, but he wasn't even good last season, in my opinion. Not for he had sparks. I remember United in the early part of the season where he was good. Other than that, I don't think he was that good.
You mentioned Barkley though. Barkley wasn't impressive either. So for me, I'd definitely rather have Ruben Loftus-Cheek over Barkley. But I hear what you're saying in terms of him not being reliable with injuries. But go ahead, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, but it's just with injuries. Look, if he can stay fit and Tuchel wants to use him and things just roll for him, then I'm all for it, because I do know what his talent is. And
what's your thoughts on Cho?
When Bayern Munich wanted him a couple of years ago, and Chelsea gave him that bumper contract, it's a thing where they clearly know the talent is there. And look, Tuchel, in my opinion, I don't have any problem how Tuchel has used him. I think he's used him well. He's played him at wing back. He's played him out in the forward positions. He's taken him out when needs be. But it's because people who love Callum and they're like, oh, why isn't Callum playing? He should be playing all the time off the left. And then again, Will's right. They're slandering Pulisic or Werner and saying that, oh, he's missing chances and he's better than our front three who's not performing. But yeah, there's a reason. Again, the same thing I say with Tammy. There's a reason why Werner plays, even with all his missed chances. There's a reason why Mount plays and Havertz and stuff. I don't think Cho will be sold. Ruben, maybe, but even then, I don't think he will either. I think it'll be, from what I was reading with the list, I think it will be Zouma. But even then, I think they want to sell Zouma before they bring in Kounde or something like that. Is it? Or they want to bring in Kounde before they sell him. So
big up, Prime, man. Yeah. So you don't mind losing. I mean, obviously you don't think we'll lose both, but you don't. I hear your opinions. I think it makes a lot of sense.
I want to keep Callum. I don't mind if we lose Ruben, but I want to keep Callum.
Perfect. All right, big up. All right, so you lot, before you lot head off, just make sure you just hit the like button. It's free. It's quick. Just a quick scroll. Hit the like button before you head off. Subscribe to the channel. I think I'm on 221 subscribers. I'm eternally grateful. Thank you so much, all of you people. I'm gonna put people's ads back up so you guys can check them out. And obviously, as you guys can see, that's Mr. The Winter Surfer. Follow him on Twitter. Adam is Prime X on Twitter as well. And Will _9. Is it 2 underscores or just one, Will?
Yeah, I'll put the thing there. 2 seconds.
Perfect. All right.
There we are.
Yep, there you go. Quick one. Follow him on Twitter as well, man. Great opinions. Big up DJ Sabj as well. People, listen. All I'm gonna say is, HAALAND, Lukaku. It doesn't matter for me. We just need a top striker. We'll secure them, and everything will be all right. In the words of Bob Marley. See you guys in a bit.